I've had a really busy day today, and I got up at 6 a.m. and went down south to ride Jim at Windsor, and it took us 3 hours, and he was a really good boy. And then we've had a really long drive, 4.5 hours up north to ride Casper and get him ready for his first show. So we're going to wash him and plait him, and hopefully I'll get some tips off Craig, because he's a brilliant at turning them out and plaiting. So hopefully I'll get some tips and I'll be as good as him. So we're gonna get Casper ready, and we've just arrived.
So the first thing I do is get him wet all over.
Okay.
So the water's getting into his coat.
Okay.
So just go gently near his shoulders to start so he doesn't jump. Slowly get his mane wet. Down his neck. All along his back. Up.
Casper's having a poo. 2 days ago, Craig pulled his mane and trimmed his tail, ready for the show tomorrow to make him look all smart.
So what shampoo is it we're using?
Palomino Supreme one.
Brilliant. That'll make him shine really well, won't it?
There we go. How much would you put in?
Just until it gets nice and foamy, a bit like when you're washing your own hair. Just get some in his tail now.
Why have you got a brush out?
Because I'm going to put some on a brush, because I find it easier to put it into a brush and scrub his coat than it is to use my hands. Because I can use my hands on his mane and his tail, and then, yeah, on his body it gets better and it scrubs his coat to make it nice and clean. That's perfect.
His tail's all really smooth, but it's got loads of foam in it because the shampoo.
Yeah, we just need to wash this side as well. So we need to put the soap on. So I put the soap on and let it sit for a bit. And then the soap will lift the oil out of his coat, the dirt and oil out of his coat.
Casper loves rolling in the field and getting really dirty. Don't you, Casper? Yeah. So you have to really scrub it into the tail.
So really scrub it in to get it clean. Do a little bit more shampoo with foam. A bit more, that's it.
He's being a good boy. We're just getting this side soap on. We're going to use some blue shampoo for his white
The blue shampoo makes his legs really white and gets the white really clean, so that's why we use the blue. Because if we use the Palomino shampoo on white legs, it might make them Palomino. So we need blue to make it white, don't we?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I haven't had a Palomino cleaning before. I didn't know there was the special shampoo for them.
Yeah. So what I do is get a little bit of water in a bucket, like that. Squirt some of the blue shampoo in.
That's really blue.
Look at that. And then give it a mix.
Definitely
And then
blue.
it turns the water blue. Yeah? Like that. And I do it like that because sometimes if you put the blue straight on the sock, it could turn it blue a little bit. Yeah? So we do
And
it
we
like
don't
this.
want blue socks.
We don't want blue socks, we want white socks.
Yeah. Why do you use a brush for that? Why can't you use your hands?
Because I want it really clean, and the only way to get it clean is to use a brush. To give it a little scrub to make sure it's lovely and clean.
So it's easier to use a brush.
Yeah, it is a lot easier than using a brush, yeah.
So do you have to make sure all the safes out, otherwise will it be a bit blue?
Yeah, it will, yeah. So he's had a shampoo all over his body,
Yeah.
and this is the last bit I do is his legs.
Ah.
Oh.
Why do you do it in that order?
So, when I rinse him, all the dirt goes from the top all the way down to the bottom and then off his feet. Do the other leg. Going to move him over. And the other thing we do as well when we're doing this is give his hooves a little scrub to make sure they're nice and clean, so when we put the oil on tomorrow his feet are nice and clean.
Yeah. You don't want dirty feet.
No, we don't.
Do you have any other brushes that you would use, not just that one?
Yeah, sometimes if they're losing a lot of their hair, I'll use a rubber curry comb when I put the shampoo on and give it a little scrub, and then it'll make sure that all the old hair comes out as well. It helps. We're going to start and rinse him off now. So we're going to start at the top and work our way down. So get all his mane, soap out his mane first. We've got to make sure it all comes out because we don't want any left in, do we? Because that could make his mane a little bit itchy if we leave shampoo in. Yeah. That's got all the soap out of his mane, yeah?
Can't see anything.
No. Where's the scraper? I need a scraper to scrape him off.
We're trying to look for a scraper to make sure all the water's off so it's not wet. But we can't exactly find one.
There, we found one.
Okay, yeah. So we work from the top to the bottom. So it goes all the way down and then goes off his feet.
Each time, just make sure it's rinsing the soap off. And I'll stop when there's no soap left. Give him a tummy, down the legs. That looks pretty clean. You can tell the water's fairly clean when it comes off his legs as well, can't you? When I rub my hand on them. And I know it's clean then. Yeah? Look at all that dirt coming out of his tail there.
That's definitely a lot.
Isn't it? Look, it's getting whiter and whiter all the way down.
So why don't you use the bleaching on his face with white?
I'm going to.
Ah!
I'm going to. Good question. So I think we could make it a little bit lighter, couldn't we? Yeah? So that leftover soap, we had in the bucket, just dip his tail in it.
So you make sure it's all at the top as well.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, we'll leave that for a little bit while we rinse the other side. We need to move him over and rinse this other side, don't we? Start at the top again. And work our way down.
So we always have to make sure that none of it gets in their eye.
Yeah, definitely. Nick his eyes sore. You don't want that. Rinse the inside of his legs there.
To make sure it's hot and it's safe.
Yeah.
Which colour do you find the hardest to that?
Grey ones are the hardest. Especially if they're a dirty one, it gets stains on
Oh,
the
let's
table.
get filthy. We have a grey mini.
Have you?
Yeah.
Is it dirty?
Sometimes you can get very dirty.
Oh no.
Which do you find the easiest to bath as well?
A nice bare one are the easiest to bath.
Because they don't get any dirt really.
No, and if there is a little bit of dirt, you can't always see it.
Yeah, so
Whereas
that
the grey one, you
Yeah.
can see it.
from the bin you can really see
Yeah.
it. You can't really
Right,
see
we need to
dirt.
rinse that tail out now, don't we?
There's still Casper.
I think he's had enough. We'll rinse this glue out. And that's really white now, isn't it?
Definitely.
Think that looks nice and clean.
We're just rinsing his tail out so it's not blue, because we put the blue shampoo in it. Rinsing him off is the final job.
Yeah, and another good tip as well, when we're cleaning him, when we've done his socks,
Yeah,
if it looks nice and pink when it's wet like it does now,
yeah.
that's super clean.
Ah.
You see, there's no dark areas, it's all nice and pink. So I know that's really clean.
Yeah. He's been a really good boy to bath. Good boy, yes you have. So have we finished?
You could spin his tail and make sure it's all nice and dry.
Yeah.
Like an aeroplane.
Once I tried to spin it, I'm not the best. I find it quite hard to get it round and round. Because I do it quite slowly and then it doesn't really get out. I find it hard to get speed up with it.
And I'm going to put a towel over him,
Yeah.
give him a little scrub. Make it nice and dry.
So you use a towel. Do you ever use like a heater or like a dryer?
Yeah, sometimes I would, but we have quite a lot to do, so we just use a towel. It's a lot quicker.
Greg's been amazing at bathing. Thank you for the top tip.
No problem, I've got some more yet.
There's a lot.
Oh, there is a lot. We need some detangler in his tail now, so that's what we're putting next.
So does that go on their body to make
Yeah,
them
that
shine?
goes on his body, and I make sure it doesn't go in his mane because we're going to plait it, and I don't want it in his mane because it'll make it hard to plait.
Will it?
Yeah, and I don't put it where his saddle is either.
Yeah. Because then will it make it slippy?
It will make it slippy, yeah.
Ah. So then the saddle might
So
slip,
give him a
which we
foot.
don't want.
Dose of it all over.
Yeah.
The other side.
Do you do it on the legs?
I put the detangler on his legs. That's another little tip I do, because when he's in the stable, if he gets a bit of dust or muck on his legs, it comes off easy with the detangler.
Does it? I can
Yeah.
do that, thank you.
Yeah, let me get a detangle. I'll just go and get a bottle.
Top tip for the cake gloss. You do it everywhere on their body, but not where the saddle goes, because we don't want to slip off with it to make it lippy, and we don't put it in the mane because it can make it hard to plait. And now we're just putting a detangler on his legs, And then I think we're going to put it on his tail. And we're going to put the detangler in his mane.
No, not in his mane, because if I put the detangler in his mane, I wouldn't be able to plait it because it'd be all slippery.
Even though it might get a bit tangled.
Yeah, it should be okay because we've given it a good shampoo. And his mane's short.
Oh, yeah.
So his mane won't knot up here because it's nice and short. If it was an M&M, I would put the detangler in his mane.
Ah.
Then it would keep it nice and smooth.
Yeah. Good boy. Just putting his Supreme hood on to keep him all nice and clean.
Let me just fasten him up again.
Okay. So he isn't going in it. We don't want him running off.
Yeah. Can you fasten that for me?
Yeah.
Can you manage? They're very easy to fasten that with the Velcro. That's it. It's on there.
His
Perfect.
head's on.
That perfect fit.
Good boy. So Craig, are we going to put the rug on now to keep him
Yes.
warm?
Yeah. Got a nice rug matching his hood.
Oh, is it? Oh, yeah.
That's a good match, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it's got your name on.
Oh, yeah. That's really cool.
Fit. Now, what we're going to do, we're going to paste his legs with white paste, with chalk paste. So the powder, the Supreme powder
Yeah.
that's in the tub here,
Yeah.
this one, it's white. It's a white chalk powder. We mix that into a paste
Yes.
with a bit of water,
Yeah.
and then we can paste it onto his legs,
Yeah.
and then his socks, when we get to the show tomorrow, we
Yeah.
can brush the chalk out and they'll be super white.
Oh, so his legs will be really
So
white,
his legs will be
white.
really white. So where his white socks are,
Yeah.
I'm just going to paste it on like that. You can do it with a sponge or
Yeah.
a brush.
Could you do it with your hand?
You'd struggle with your hand, but I like a sponge. It's a sponge, you can get it right into the edges and make sure it's all on. See, get up where the top of his
Yeah.
white socks are, and then when he comes out the stable
Yeah.
tomorrow, his socks will be lovely and white. I think we're ready to take him back to his stable.
Okay.
I'll get him for you and you can lead him. There you go.
Thank you for wrapping me with him.
And there's a smart travel rug.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a
We've just tied him up here, and this is where we're going to plait him. And we've taken his hood off so we can get to his mane. Where do you want this person?
We'll rest it over his back. Then it's nice and handy for when we need it. I have a thing, a special comb that's got lines on it, so I know how big I'm making each plait.
Ah, that's very handy.
So for little ponies I use that line,
Yeah.
or somewhere around there, and for bigger ponies I use that line, and then for really big horses I use the full comb. I always start at the top,
Yeah.
and then we're going to use this little mark. Down, and separate his mane there.
Ah, so you can see how much you
And
need
then-
to plait with it.
We use that to keep his other bit of mane out of the way.
Ah, that must be handy so you don't get it mixed
Yeah,
up.
and then we use the easy plait
Yes.
to spray onto his mane to make it a lot easier to plait because it'll be nice and damp then.
Yeah. Is that why it's called easy flap?
Yes, it is.
I'm not the best at plaiting.
Are you not?
No.
Oh, I'll have to teach you then.
Thank you.
So we get the mane like this. If you come and stand here, you can see. You split it into 3 equal bits.
So then you have the 3 parts for the plait.
3 parts for the plait.
Yeah.
Get it all nice and equal. Start plaiting.
Do you find it a lot easier when you have it equal?
Yes. Because if I've got one bit a little bit thicker than the other, it won't plait down nice and neat.
Ah.
So all the way down as far as I can.
Why do you do it as far as you can?
So I can roll it up into a nice pretty plait. And then I don't get any spiky bits as well.
Oh yeah, that's the main part.
That's the main thing, is not to get any spiky bits. So then I get the needle and thread.
Yeah.
Put it through the end of the plait. Pull it down. Loop it round.
Is that how you tie it up and roll it
That's
up?
got hold of the plait now. And then we fold the end over a little bit.
Yeah.
Go around again.
Yeah.
I always go around 3 times for lucky. Pull that, and then we've got the plait then, it can't go anywhere.
Ah.
And then go up into the middle with my needle.
Yeah.
Fold it up. Put the needle down through the middle.
Which part do you find easiest of the plaiting?
I find it easier in the middle of the mane. Because at the top, sometimes they don't like it when you're putting it in near their ears. So I've folded the plait in half there.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to start and roll it into a plait. So I'll just roll it like that. Put my thread round. And I do the same 3 times round.
Yeah.
I go around the outside. Some people go up through the middle of the plait, but I go around the outside. So I find it easier to unplait the pony when the plait thread's on the outside.
Why do you do it 3 times?
Because I think it's lucky.
Ah.
Superstitious. And that's one plait done.
Yeah. You're really good at plaiting.
And then a bit more easy plait.
Yeah. Do you know how long it takes to do the whole mane?
About half an hour. Sometimes a bit longer.
Does it depend how big the horse is that it takes
Yeah,
longer?
and it depends how fussy I get as well, because sometimes I get really fussy and I take longer.
Oh, there you go.
Thank you. So we've got the same width, split it into 3 equal bits.
Do you try and make it a specific, like, number of how many plaits you
No, I never count them. Some people do, but I don't. Because I've never seen a judge yet count a plaits. I just put in whatever plaits I think look good. I have a spare piece of thread there ready, looped into the apron, so if I drop the thread out of my needle, I can quickly get another one. If I've got halfway through the plait, I can quickly get another piece of thread like that, pick it up,
Yeah.
put it onto my needle,
Yeah.
and then I can ready to plait again.
Yeah.
And then I can stick it in my apron and it's ready.
Do you have to make the hole to get it through, or is it already there?
In the needle,
No, like there.
oh yeah, there's a bit of a loop in the apron.
Is there?
Yeah,
Ah.
that's
So
quite
is that
handy,
really
isn't it?
handy?
It is really handy.
Some top tips that Craig has given me for the plaiting. Okay. So on the comb, you can see bubbles, and that's for how big the horse is to make sure they're all level. Look at the fluffy lip. Fluffy lip. Craig said that you put the thread around it 3 times for good luck, but I don't know if it's actual good luck. We'll probably see it tomorrow. How are you getting on, Craig?
Well, we've got 5 plaits done so far.
Do you know?
Do they look okay?
Yeah, I think they look
Nice and
really
level?
good. Yeah.
Nice and equal?
Yeah.
Good.
Do you know how many plaits it will take you the rest?
I think it'll be about 13 plaits.
The whole
12 or 13, yeah. 12 in his mane, 1 in his forelock.
Ah, yeah. So 13 altogether.
Possibly. We'll see when we're finished.
Oh, goodbye. You're like, it's so tired from getting ready for a show. Oh. Are you tired? Are you tired? Oh. I think Casper wants to go to bed. Yeah. Is that a handy apron to keep all your things on?
Yeah, it's very handy because I've got everything here.
Yeah.
I've got scissors,
Yeah.
I've got my main comb, all my different colour threads
Why do you need different colour threads?
for different coloured mains.
Oh.
So chestnut mane,
Ah.
grey mane.
So his one would have white because his is a white.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Ah.
Yeah. Oh, you've got my main comb. I was looking for that. And the other thing I've got in there as well, some magnets.
Why do you need magnets?
So if I drop a needle,
Yeah.
if we have a magnet, we can pick it and find it.
Ah.
So if I drop a needle on the floor, see if you can find it with a magnet. There! That's good, isn't it?
Yeah. Does it always go on the black rim?
It goes anywhere really, but at least we can find it if we've got a magnet there. It's quite handy.
Yeah.
Right, we'll do the next plait. So this bit of mane here, it's getting thin.
Ah.
So it's not as thick as this bit of mane. So we've got another top tip.
Oh, what's the new top
I'm
tip?
going to show you. So I'm going to split the mane again.
Yeah.
Same distance.
Yeah, that looks a bit less. 'Cause
Yeah,
it's
it
not
is a lot less. So we split it and plait it just the same.
Yeah.
And then when we get down to the bottom of the plait, we've got something we add in.
Oh.
And I'll show you.
So with what you're going to add in, would you ever use it on the bigger plaits or just the smaller plaits?
Just the smaller plaits
Yeah.
where the mane is getting a bit thin.
Ah, to make it the same.
Yeah, because we don't want it on
Yeah.
the bigger plaits, so it'll make it really big.
Oh, yeah.
Put the needle in like we did last time.
Yeah. So you always do the needle. Do you
Yeah.
ever do the needle or do you... So do you always do the needle or sometimes do you do like bubbles like the...
Yeah, I can't plait with bands.
I find that easy because I don't
Do
know
you?
how to do the thread.
No, I prefer plaiting with a thread.
Mm.
So we've got that into half a plait, haven't we there?
It looks like you've done it the same, so what are you going to add?
So I'm going to add some cotton wool.
Ah.
So
You're definitely not going to put that much in, are you?
No, just
I think
get a
that'll be a
little
bit
bit in.
Hmm?
Just split it down to a size I think will work. Roll it into a little ball
Yeah.
and then put it into there.
Mm.
And then just roll the plait around the top of it. And then that looks about the same size, doesn't it?
Ah, so it makes it bigger.
So it makes it bigger.
That
and
must
it
be
makes
really
it
handy.
match up. And because his mane's white, we don't really notice it.
No, I can't actually notice it. That must be super handy to have.
But I'll put a little bit more thread round when I do this one because I don't want the cotton wool poking out, do we?
No. So would you do more than the lucky number?
I've done 4 this time.
Okay. Is 4 lucky number Welsh you?
Well, possibly. There's my scissors. And there. That looks the same as all the others.
Yeah.
You can just see the little bit of white. Not much.
The best handy trip I've heard today. That's the best one. I've never seen that before, so that must be very handy. Would you use the cotton wool again on that one? 'Cause it looks a bit
Definitely,
thinner?
because it's even thinner.
Yeah.
This is really thin, this one, so this is going to be quite a tricky one to do.
Would you do from all the bottom ones from now? Would
So
you
this
put
one's-
cotton wool in?
Yeah, but his mane gets thicker towards the bottom. It's just where it's got a thin piece of mane. For this one I'm going to do a different thing because it's really thin. So I'm going to plait this one all the way down to the end.
Yeah.
And then I'll put the thread on the end.
Yeah. hold it together.
To hold it together. Like that.
Yeah.
Then, because it's so thin,
Yeah. Would it go into the bun?
I'm going to get the cotton wool to wrap it right from the bottom.
Oh my god.
So I'm going to wrap it, not such a tight ball, a little bit looser. And then the hair can wrap right around the cotton wool all the way up.
Craig's almost finished plaiting.
How many plaits have we got?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There'll be one there.
2 there.
8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
13. And 1 in the front. That'll make 14 in total, won't it?
You did say that or something.
I said 13.
Yeah.
I was 1 out.
Why do you leave the frog till the actual day?
Because when he goes to the show, he'll have his hair net and we don't want all hay in it. And I think he'd prefer to sleep without having it fall off. I think he'd be able to relax a bit better, don't you?
Do you do anything else at home or all the rest of it is at the show?
Yeah, all the rest of it is show. We'll make sure his stable's nice and clean so he's not going to lay in any poo. And make sure he's nice and warm.
Yeah.
And then we'll do the rest of the show.
Ah, so basically we just put the hood on now?
Yes. And put him to bed.
Yeah.
So I think he's ready for bed.
I think he wants to go to sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's got his pajamas, PJs on now, haven't you? I think he's ready for bed. I'm just putting Casper to bed, and then I can't wait to see him tomorrow morning at the show. Yeah, good boy. Thank you, Craig, for giving me some top tips and bathing and plaiting him with me.
Well, thank you very much.
Come with me, I've got something exciting to show you. There's a phone! It's lying down. It's so cute, isn't it? Apparently it was born on April Fool's Day, so they're going to name it Jacob. It's show day and it's Casper's first show, and Craig is just doing the last final touches. And Craig, what are you going to do today?
So we're going to put some quarter marks on his tail, on his bum, and then we've got to put black on his feet.
Yeah.
And a bit of oil on his face, and then he's ready. Yeah?
Okay.
So we'll do this
Which one
first.
would you start?
So we start with the coat gloss
Yeah.
and get his bum nice and wet. Like that.
Yeah.
Then quarter marking spray.
So does that make it easier to quarter mark
Yeah,
them?
that makes it a lot easier and it makes it a little bit shiny as well.
So that will help.
Yeah. I'm going to brush his coat nice and straight. Like that.
Yeah.
So, it's a hunter pony, so we're going to put hunter pony marks on him. And
Are they different to show him?
Yes, they are. Let me go and get the comb.
I can see that Craig has finished these 2 plaits. And the plaits look amazing now they're all finished. So have you got them now?
Yeah. So, that's a marking comb for a show pony, and those is for a hunter pony, so a bit wider.
Ah.
So we put 3 lines on the pony. Like that. You can just see them.
So they're not the same as the show ponies,
Not
are
the
they?
same, no. We know only just to see these marks, can't we?
Yeah. It's a little bit easier with the show ponies, isn't it?
Yeah. And that's that side done.
And then would you do
And then we'll
the
put a bit
exact
of hairspray on so it stays on.
same? Yeah. And then would you do the same to the other side? Yeah.
And then
Why
we go
would
around.
hairspray help?
It keeps the hair in the same position, so it keeps it looking nice and neat. That's all shiny, isn't it now?
Yeah, really.
Really shiny.
So now we're doing the other side, and I've changed my outfit to my tweed jacket and a bun so I look hunter-like. How far apart would you put them?
Just about that. But a bigger pony, I'd put a bigger gap. But these are quite small, so I just put a small gap. Let's see. These ones here. So there's 3.
Why are they called shark teeth?
Because they look like shark's teeth. Yeah, can you spray that for me?
Okay.
Give it a good spray. Brilliant job. Think that'll do?
He's kept his white socks really clean, but he got them dirty, Craig, which touched them up with some whitener to make them all white again. So Craig, what are we going to do for his tail?
So we're going to put some high shine serum on.
Yeah.
And that'll make it really shiny. So we cleaned it a good clean yesterday when we bathed him, didn't we?
Yeah,
and it's all trimmed. So I'm going to put some of that on my hand. Like that. Work it into my fingers.
Why would you have to work it into your fingers?
Because I think it goes on better. Because if I just put it straight on, it'd be a big lump. So just go like that. Bit on the top. Just rub it through his tail like that.
So
Look at that
really
shine.
handy to make it shiny.
Yeah, it's really shiny. Then we just need the scissors just to chop the bottom off a little bit level. I always trim the tails in about the same place. So where the pony's chestnut is, I always trim them to that there. So that's a good idea to put where I trim them. So go down, his chestnut's there.
Yeah.
So I'm going to trim it there. There. It's nice and flat and neat.
What are you going to use to blacken up his face?
So we're going to use a little bit of matte makeup. The writing's come off because I've used it so much. But this is what we're going to use today, is a bit of matte, black. Just a tiny bit round his eyes.
He was just yawning.
Look, just a tiny bit. Just a little bit like
Is he
that.
closing his eyes so you don't get it in his eyes? Clever, Casper.
Just a tiny bit round this side.
Would you put any on the nose?
No, because he's got a pink nose.
With ones that had a black
Maybe
nose?
a little bit there, but not much.
With a black nose, would you put some on?
Yes. Yeah.
So for him, just on his eyes, really?
Just on his eyes. That's a little bit. That looks nice, doesn't it?
Yeah. I can see that Craig has done his hooves, and now we've just finished doing his face, I think. So now I think he's all ready and just needs
One little
to be
thing
packed
left.
up. Oh, what?
What's that one?
I
Holding
thought so.
wax. That's holding wax, and I put it on. You see where the hair's blowing up on his forelock? Put that on
Is that frosted?
to stop the hairs blowing up.
How does
It
it
looks
frost
neater.
it?
It's like a good thick wax. Looks good.
So now we'll...
Now he's ready. Now he needs his tack on.
Now we just need to put the tack on. Thank you for doing the final touches,
No
Craig.
problem. Thank you.
Good boy. Oh, he keeps yawning. Oh, Casper. Are you tired? You're so cute.
It's another novice work control class, and this time the ride is 12 years old.
I'm just waiting to go in the ring.
Okay then, catch you in a bit.
Been a really good boy warming up. I've just qualified for Royal International. How did you get it?
I don't know what got into her. Everyone left. She never does that. See?
You need one of these three. Right. Yeah.
Please,
Reserve champion.
Well done, Anya. Good job.
It's an amazing thing. I've had 2 first, a second and a third champion. Casper's been absolutely amazing. Good boy. Yes, you are amazing, aren't you? We're going to Royal International. Yes. Thank you, Sarah and Craig. I've had a really amazing day, and thank you for all your help. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel for more pony adventures.